Oh, man.
You're doing good, Faye. Only a few concussions, and you should be fine to go.
Someone's coming downstairs. I guess it'll be Hammer.
A long time no see, huh, kid? Rico, suave. Come down, kid. I didn't come here to fight with you.
Then what purpose do you have here? Whatever reason could you have? Redundancy much? Whatever.
What is going on out there? This is a place for rest, and why did the camera completely switch Resident Evil style? Why? It is only you, Faye, and the battling champion? What would the likes of you have to do coming with a prison balancing god? This dialogue is fucking clunky. There must be some special reason for you to grace us with your presence. Yes, there is. I came in regards to the incident of the explosion during the first rounds of the battling contest.
Explosion incident? Oh, you mean what happened the other day?
You know, Faye, if you're going to repeat every single thing we say, this conversation is going to be twice as long.
Metal Gear?
What has got to do with it? I'm sorry. That accident was set up by my subordinates. After the results of your baptismal ceremony, it seems my men didn't come to like you very much. Gee, I went away. So they made it like an accident, but it really was meant to kill Faye. But why tell us now? Did they come clean and confess the crimes they committed? They're no longer with us.
They are DEAD.
You're the doctor. Don't you know what's been happening? What's going on here in the Imperial Capital's D block? You mean the series of mysterious murders that happened in the sewers? Yes. A line of skilled battlers have been murdered one after the other.
So we don't even get to get back at them.
All the victims that have been killed were subordinates. Faye. They were the very people who had set that trap to kill you.
So karma?
So what are you trying to say? That their deaths are connected to me somehow?
Let us see. The murdered battlers had set a trap to try and kill Faye. When Faye comes to know of this, he had good reason to kill them. Out of hatred of his would-be killers, he plots revenge on the battlers and turns to murder. Doc?
People think I'm the killer?
Maybe.
Exactly. This morning there was yet another victim. The thief. The fifth. It's not unusual for people to die in the sewers. If you become weak, you die. That's Providence. But 5 battlers were killed in a row. That is an unprecedented alone cast out on you.
Unusual to die in a sewer.
To say that I don't doubt you would be lying, but I don't think you are guilty either. The only thing that can prove your innocence is if there is any truth in that story going around. The story of a monster in the sewers that is strong enough to kill 5 battlers. For the sake of my men too, I am about to check out the sewers. I've said what I wanted to say. Bye.
Goodbye.
Wait up! Let me go with you. I want to prove to you that I'm innocent myself.
You want to tag along, huh? I don't care. But you've got to look after your own neck. It is up to Faye himself to prove that he has been falsely accused. There is no alternative then. Please allow me to accompany you in solving the sewer murder case.
Ooh, exciting.
The doctor too. I don't take any responsibility if anything happens to you.
We're probably gonna end up becoming the best of friends with Rico by the end of this game, I'm sure.
Rico is your next party member, believe it or not. Rico is polarizing, to say the least. You may not...
Gameplay-wise or story-wise?
No, gameplay-wise. Again, since this is an old RPG that operates on appearance equals gameplay, Rico is the typical guy that's super bulky, so high defense and high attack, but compensates with lower speed and lower precision. So when he hits hard, but he needs to hit first, and his ether powers are not really something you should be caring about. So there are people who believe he's an indubitable resource for you, and others that thinks he's just a bit of a burden, one of your worst party members. I'm fine. I don't think he's anything special, but a good complementary tank, basically.
And of course, you got the typical being playable demotes your power thing, because, you know...
Yeah, he's not as strong as when he beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, the first time we fought him, he beat us, but now that we get to play as him...
So yeah, this is an investigation about finding the murder of his battler, which does involve drum roll, dweebs, please. A sewer level. Hooray.
Oh boy, a murder level. This is the entrance to Kids in Sewers. There's a ton of monsters down there. Those stupid battlers and bounty hunters are always coming down there. Hey, what Champ!
Thanks for watching the sewers. I'm going down there now. Don't let anyone besides these guys in.
Yes, sir, Champ. May
All
God be
right.
with
Oh,
you.
oh, great! Now the monster shifted to his ocular vision.
God, maybe it
Brilliant.
really
I
is
should
a
have,
predator.
If I know we were going to be doing a drum roll thing and an epic reveal, I'd have got the garage band out in time to do the da-da thing on the
Are we in a
drum.
different game again?
It's more like now we're viewing the first-person view for the monster. All right, let's get to the business.
Oh boy, sewer level.
Where is this place?
Let's look for it. We'll talk more if we really find it.
Do you really doubt me?
Yes. Shh. Quiet.
Huh?
What's wrong?
You.
You
Who
ever get the
awkwardly peeks
feeling
from the
like we're
corner?
being watched?
Again, I genuinely kind of like this sequence because it builds up a bit of actual tension, especially for your first time.
Well, let us look around.
You know, it's
There's
gonna
a-
be awkward if this monster just happens to be a monster that's built up big time, only
Okay.
to have us then later fight a recolor of it later down the road.
Okay, first of all, let me just show you a couple of battles to showcase how Rico actually works. Again, nothing too special. He mostly just actually uses his fist. It's another character, but doesn't really have a weapon. Again, it probably was more convenient for developers to program characters without an actual weapon. You know, just a couple of them. But because if you know me enough, you know how I detest sewer levels in general, especially if they play the trope super straight and make them too much of a maze, you know. So later on I will actually just speed things up. But don't worry, there will still be some plot going on. So when the dialogue does reprise, we will have enough attention be put to those. And also, probably the devs knew already what a pain in the ass this particular dungeon is in terms of being a sewer level and everything, because very easily you can find on this first floor a map of the place. Granted, it's not the most helpful thing in the world, but it's something, I can tell you that. Your compass should be still enough for you to do things, but that is still a welcome addition. Oh, that's not good looking. Here?
Well, this is the murder spot.
Actual blood and gunk.
Something is written on the wall. Drink your Ovaltine. Oh wait, red monster. This must be his dying message.
He drank Red Monster energy drink?
Must have a red monster. Very interesting.
Huh?
Hey, what's this slime? What a mess.
Slimer, was that you?
Either that, or this is what happens to the slime creatures from from Dragon Quest after you kill them.
Be
The
careful.
slimes are usually, you know, cyan looking, though. Are
Yeah.
there any
No,
green
they-
variants,
when you-
Pedro?
But when you kill them, the parts of their body that make them blue fall apart and they turn green when they melt.
Yes, Teo?
Are there any green slime variants in Dragon Quest?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I haven't played all the spin-offs, but I don't think so.
again,
That's my
aside from
theory.
the regular
They
one, I know there are
green
the
when they
metal
die.
one, obviously, but I don't know if there are different colored one.
No, green ones, no.
So, Tio,
Yeah.
where would you rank this particular sewer dungeon in terms of, well, you know, how annoying
Painfulness,
it is? Yeah.
Okay, it's not the worst thing in the world, but this is the start where the moment where the game starts pulling slightly away the kiddie gloves. So for the time being, let's just move on with
I
appropriate
recognize this
music.
track.
The sewer all later music from Crash 2, the original. I know that it's not very probably should have picked the Insane Trilogy one, but I think this was still fitting.
Honestly, the original one works just as fine. And hey, you know, you are playing this. This is a PS1 game we're playing, so PS1 music.
But yeah, for the time being, you have to actually scour these sewer in this kind of labyrinthine way. And again, even the enemies that you fight are not too annoying. Of course, being a sewer, some of them actually do inflict the poison status. But the worst thing about it is that occasionally you have to pass through the different corridors, so different jet streams of water that actually do damage you when you pass through. That's bullshit, So it's more of a case of you need to, if you get prepared enough, you can actually tank through it just fine. But if it's your first time playing the game, you will be caught off guard basically by this, pure and simple. So it's a good thing potentially also to wait a bit and grind up, which is something they did again. Which is also it's good for having people like Rico learn also more of his own death blow skills.
Also, what's with the -3 thing that happens as you move about?
It's the damage that the water inflicts you, Jova. That's the HP that they are removed from you.
Either that, or it's the ranking that Tio would give sewer levels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. Tio does have a point though. There's a reason sewer levels tend to have a stick.
Hold on.
Looks like he got it here.
What's this slimy stuff?
It's over by that drain too.
I dig this music.
Look here. More of the same.
Something the monster left.
Still, we cannot be sure, but it is very likely.
Honestly,
Does
Tio,
its music sound
surprised.
like Crash Bandicoot music?
That's because it is Crash Bandicoot music dead.
Yeah.
Again,
Thank you
normal
for
dungeon
figuring
would
that
be
out.
normal dungeon would be without music dodge, and I get it. I guess I kind of ruined a bit the atmosphere because you're generally building up to. No, I have to commend the game. We're actually generally building up a bit of a horror tension kind of atmosphere because don't know what this monster looks like. You get this peeking beyond the corner. You know what this thing can do potentially.
I was so invested in what's going on. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, this sounds perfectly in tune. And like,
hold on, everyone. Let me just show you. Yeah, this is your map. Enjoy.
If the 2000 Clifford the Big Red Dog cartoon had a sewer episode, they probably use a track like that because it's from the same composer.
I'll admit it is surprisingly fitting to play it here. Hello? Anyone down here?
What's wrong, Shitan? Is there something here? A tinkle sound. I heard some kind of a tinkle sound.
A bell?
A bell. A bell.
You know something?
Now that you mention it, there is a rumor of a strange ringing sound down here.
Oh shit! I forgot to switch my phone off.
I'm sure that doesn't mean anything. Don't worry.
Also, propeller blades, because of course. Thankfully, you have some 1 or 2 save points to actually ease you up, with the experience. But again, if you're not particularly versed into dungeon crawling from old school RPGs, these can seriously catch you off guard and give you a bad time, potentially. Anyway, hold on, this is important too. What's this?
What's this?
What's this?
This is a rat sweeper machine. We call them the catless rat removers.
Ha.
What is this?
Not.
No, it's not broken. That's not what I know that's not what you asked, but what is it moving? Let me see it.
Huh? Basically, now you have to select it again. Ha! There's something inside. Huh? What's this? Key! A bunch of keys.
These were Vargas's past keys to the sewer. They must have gotten caught up in this thing. That's why it wasn't moving.
I wonder what these keys are for.
These are the keys to the sewage treatment plant. That's where all the sewage ends up. That is strange. Where is it? From here, it's northeast through the door and near the furthest waterfall.
Well, I just have to look at my compass, man. Let's go and see. But yeah, that's basically your dungeon. Don't worry. Again, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's draining, ironically enough.
I can see what you mean. Like, well, okay, we've been spending enough time in the prison gulag here. This, unfortunately, actually come to think of it, we technically already had a sewer segment in this game as well, so another one...
To be fair, the Aqueduct of Ave did not really count at the sewer level. I'm fine with that.
What are those?
I can also see
sewer sharks, Dej. We actually have sewer sharks.
No, that's not the sewer sharks. They're big, buff, and muscular.
Those look
Go
more
ahead,
like
Pedro.
dolphins with beaks attached to them sharks.
I am starting to see what Teo means. Yeah, like the plot right now is kind of moving at a snail's pace.
Also,
Yeah.
what is up?
I mean, I understand that we're here to search for the whatever killed those people. I get that, but yeah, like the game is taking its sweet time getting there.
My guess is that this is supposed to be how Rico grows to trust us and will eventually become a recurring party member and whatnot, but it's like, I mean...
There's got to be a
a
better way.
Yeah,
Basically,
pretty
yeah.
much, essentially. And okay, yeah, let's talk about the concept of the sewer level here and how it applies here. Like in most sewer levels here, the environment isn't exactly the game's best strong points here and there. It's maze-like. And, you know, they tend to feel more... Sewer levels by nature tend to feel more dreary and whatnot. And honestly, stuff like Crash Bandicoot making a sewer level energetic and fun is kind of a miracle back in the day when it was made. Again, not to say sewer levels can't be fun, but, well, again, they take very specific cases. Hell, again, Crash has had relatively consistent luck with that. Even in Wrath of Cortex and Crash to Insanity, they made the quote-unquote sewer levels there arguably better than your typical sewer level affair. And like I said, honestly, I do feel like including the Crash music is actually an improvement here. Like, yes, on the one
Also,
hand...
what the fuck is
Hey, you
this?
know...
It's pulsating and it's veiny. Please remove these pulsates.
Hey, you know, the aborted fetus from Darkstalkers called and said, "You're being a little too creepy, bro."
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it is what it is to you.
And it's even one of the more annoying enemies in the game. It's very spongy and occasionally counters by draining both your HP and your MPs. That's fun.
Can we talk about that enemy or this one?
That enemy that we just killed. But no, like even that's the thing. Even in the regular Final Fantasy sewer levels, at least for a long while, I can't remember a single honestly, I can't remember a single mainline Final Fantasy that had a sewer level that I genuinely like. Even in games that I like 12, for example, the sewer levels of that, in that case, the Garam Site waterway. While they are more colorful and everything, they're kind still of a pain. Anyway, hold on.
Okay, there's slime here too, and no murder spot.
Huh?
Wait a minute. Slime here, no more respawn. Ew!
It's just lime.
I'm noticing quite a lot of things.
And who you might be? Dweebs. Actually, he's not available. Go ahead, Jova. Sorry, don't say it.
Hey, Gramps, I thought the entrance was blocked off.
I've lived here a long time.
All by yourself? In a spooky place like this?
As you can see, I'm a mutant, but the monster never bothers me. But lately, my new neighbor's been going around busting things up.
What, really?
Oh, would you get rid of him for me? If you need to know anything, I'll help you. Like, what is this thing we're talking to?
A mutant, like you mentioned.
Is this a mole? Is this mole people?
No.
Oh,
but,
it's actually crab people.
Remember-
Crab people.
No, Pedro. He can't be
Hold
crab
on.
people. He's green, not
Another
red.
murder spot.
There is always slime near the murder scene. Looks like it only happened once. What are you talking about? They say we'll not return to the same place, I wonder.
Huh?
Alex, that makes sense.
Again, Cheetan is basically going full Batman and trying to deduce the entire mystery on his own, because of course he's doing that. Like,
You're just full of surprises, aren't you, Cheatham?
Because I'm an amazing battler, I'm also a great scientist and medical doctor, and I'm also a detective. Because why the hell not?
I wonder if Cheatham was Tetsuya Takahashi's favorite, like a writer's pet. Because seriously, gameplay-wise, he's busted as fuck, and plot-wise, I don't even know where to begin. And again, I'm not spoiling anything. Don't worry.
He's a medical doctor, he's a scientist, and he's also a detective now. So
He's secret agent, man.
He's fucking Batman.
Well, we haven't gone that crazy yet, but honestly, I'm beginning to wonder why Cheatham wasn't made the main protagonist.
Well, there is a good reason why Faye has to be the protagonist.
Oh,
Because he's
the
Goku.
chosen one.
Yeah. And again, the reason why it's speeding up because there is so much that you have to track through in this fucking place.
And like you mentioned, enemies like these are noticeably spongy. Like, and again, I don't know why, but that seems to be a thing a lot in sewer levels too. It's like, you know, okay, maybe it's just because sewer levels by nature tend to suck, but it often feels like the stuff put in sewer levels are often the stuff meant to keep you there the longest for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea
Exactly.
why. Like, I mean, granted, sewer levels do tend to be the difficulty spikes, but like, you know, I mean, it's...
No, it was about... Actually, yeah, there we go. I was about to mention beforehand. The ground side waterway in Final Fantasy 12... Oh, actually, no, hold on. This cover is line 2. This is... Damn, no. Must be this one.
Damn,
Fucking...
not here.
What?
Yeah,
Hurry
I
up.
was about to say the same thing.
Why are there so many keys? Maybe Faye, because you were also from the wrong side of the door you were trying to open. Seriously, the bottle was going from the opposite side of the handle. Oh. Uh-oh.
What's this, Metal Gear?
maybe this one.
Not that one. That fucking keys.
Xenogears, the quest to find the right key.
Open.
I thought
Finally.
he had a keyblade.
Of course I'm... Hold on.
Stupid. What are you waiting for? Hurry
Whoa,
up.
wait.
Oh, it was that easy.
And it's not there. What?
It's not here.
Look up.
No? It moved.
Of course!
Not here.
Nothing gets past you, Rico.
It appears it can move outside through these sewage drains. Damn. We should found it here.
Should have found here.
Should have found it here. Like
Is that like Skyrim? Never should have come here.
You see,
Open the chest.
you see, Theo, at this point,
And I
Richard is
received the Bell Amulet. Why would it have this?
Wait, we can lure it in. It does not look like it will show up now. Where can we use it? Let us think about what we know so far.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Again, Cheetan gives you basically the hint. What have we analyzed from the sewer so far? Every murder gets committed in a particular spot. Around there, there's always a sewage drain with slime around it. But there was like one spot that did not really had it, so maybe we could try there.
Oh, this bit, yeah. I actually vaguely remember this bit.
Don't tell me they expect us to climb up those.
No, it's mostly to get an optional item, but don't worry, it's actually less, less problematic as it looks like. You just have to move the camera and then use the directional pad correctly.
Yeah. That being said, the jumping controls are not the best.
No, like I said, they could be definitely improved.
Also, where you can jump on can be a little unclear based off of the hit detection by the look of
More
it.
like unclean.
And the camera, while manageable, is not the best either. Like an overhead perspective here would have been ideal.
There we
Okay,
go.
what's in here?
A Nefer Veiler. Yes, that is actually a good accessory, don't worry.
Can you imagine if they trolled you by just putting in the equivalent of 10 gil?
That would have been hilarious, I guess.
To be
Yes.
completely honest with me, how long did this take you?
Oh, I actually haven't checked. Sadly, that in order to give space, I kind of deleted the footage that I use to the unrefined footage. If I recall correctly, maybe roughly an hour. I'm still, again, the speed up does not take too much time, as you can see.
And
But
I guess to be fair, Tia is somebody who's played this game well enough.
Also, what you're not seeing, well, more a couple of times actually, not that much. Also, what you're not seeing that is when at save points, I can actually potentially take breaks, and I just edit out that. Anyway, slime in the drain. There should be several places like this.
Yes. This must be the one drain it comes and goes from.
Uh-huh.
The point is that you need to reach the place that has no murder spots, essentially. Again, on paper, I kind of like the way this dungeon might be constructed, the idea of having you to piece the mystery and eventually lure the monster by yourself, but it's the execution.
I'll say this.
Here! Don't worry, Joe, we'll have time enough.
I am sure. This is the only drain with slime and no murder site nearby.
There we go. Let's try to ring it.
It is here! Out of my way.
Behind you!
What?
And now we have our boss fight, actually.
And
Basically, with this thing.
Is,
It's called Red Drum. Very funny, Richard.
Get it? Oh my god! I was considering
Red
making-
Skull?
And anyway, that
No, it's a Shining reference.
I have to
Dej.
explain. That gel was not just for showing. He uses the attack in battle to inflict confusion and or sleep. But the thing that you have to watch out the most out of this monster is his signature attack, the thing that he will actually perform, that thing that he did, which is, okay, aside from the gel, you will actually have a move that can potentially insta-kill one of your party members. And right now you don't have many recovery options, aside from items, in terms of actually resurrecting a dead character. So you need to dedicate, like, for example, Rico to just the item dispenser, and Cheetan to be your main healer while Faye has to pummel this thing hard, because otherwise you can actually decimate your party very easily, actually.
So, let me guess. This is later gonna be a moot that becomes recurring, isn't it?
Not this. It will
Really?
actually have a pallet. It will actually have a pallet swap, though. I can tell you that.
So, have I missed any story?
We found the murdered waves. It's called Red Rum.
Okay,
Get it?
okay, I'll say this. Again. You know what's funny? When it was described as a red monster, I was thinking about making a red rum joke. And God, it looks like I had the right idea there.
Also, it has this attack which is called Bloody Rain, which is fire elemental. So Cheetah at this point has an ether power that can give you, fire defense status. So you might, if you're not having to heal too much, you can actually spam that move as well. I think that they didn't explain much. There you go. Is that Cheetan as one of his ether moves, Cheetan is a one that allows him to cast the next power that he casts after that to the entire team instead of just one person. So apply that to the healing move and it heals the entire party. Apply to the barrier one and cast the barrier on the entire party as well. So it's considering his high speed, you're guaranteed to manage to build up a decent defense or healing your entire team in a pinch if you have to. So again, Cheetan is super versatile for the occasion, but it's not the most powerful of the team, I can tell you that.
So I'll say this, as a means to explain how Rico grows to trust us, because that's pretty much my diagnosis that this whole segment is just mainly meant to build up character between Faye and Rico. It's a nice enough thing, but I do wonder, do we ever figure out what exactly this creature was, how it came to be, and why it looks like it has a humanoid skull for a hand? Oh, let me guess, it's a mutant.
Yes. Well, he's a mutant as well. Don't worry, we'll explanation to all these questions that you mentioned, and also a proper resolution. These will also have ramifications for the rest of the game, believe it or not. Not big ones, but it will have ripple effects, so don't worry about that.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess to be fair, the Gramps thing was a good enough foreshadowing here that this guy could also be a mutant.
This is also our first introduction to the proper mutants of the game, because again, the game does not have just regular humans and anthropomorphic animals, but also people are mutated by, in this case, it's a sewer level from a very post-apocalyptic metropolitan city, so you can only imagine all kind of toxic waste that is lying around here.
I guess it explains why he has a human skull
mutants?
for a hand.
No.
Seriously.
Then what's the...
And yeah, this boss is also very spongy. So again, keep in mind, I did actually grind it for this. It's not in a case where it's the most difficult thing ever, but just like the dungeon, it can catch you off guard if you're not careful.
Kind of makes me wonder, is that human skull that's his hand? Did that used to be his actual head, and yet Dr. Broken is...
the human skull is something that he has on his belt or anything. The skeletal thing is this right hand, as you can see.
Oh, because the way it's angled, it looks like, the human hand is his left hand.
No. There you go. The murder. It literally murders an entire character and steals their HP to heal himself. So, if you decide to kill Cheetah, it's kind of a problem. So let's carry him back up.
Sorry, Pedro, you're out of a job.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah. But basically, Red
Or
Rum is
maybe not.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Red Rum is a Shining reference, Dej.
Okay.
So.
Anyway, I will say this, I'm kind of iffy on insta-kill moves in an RPG turn-based game, essentially. Because,
I think one case where it got pulled up really well is, believe it or not, one boss, spoiler boss, but I will not tell what their name is because it's spoilery relating to the story.
Is it
in Final Fantasy X?
Oh, in Final Fantasy.
I was about to mention that this boss has a gimmick where it's kind of a marathon boss with a couple of extra phases. It's late in the game, actually. This boss can actually turn your characters into zombies, zombie status, which is banned because they legally moves that they're given, it transforms into actual damage, so cannot heal them properly. Naturally, you would think, okay, let's cure them as soon as possible, because otherwise they're dead. Boss later on uses an insta-kill attack that the only way to counter it is to be affected by the zombie debuff. So basically, it's a strategy kind of boss that encourages you to stay, be affected by the debuff. There you go, and then tank that kind of insta-kill attack in order to retaliate afterward. I kind of like that kind of strategy. Final Fantasy X has a very wonky story, but honestly, gameplay-wise, it's the peak refinement of the turn-based formula and the type of encounters that you can find. I can tell you that. The only thing that kind of drags it a bit down is the actual fighting speed. Again, I wouldn't have minded if the HD version had a speed boost like the Final Fantasy XII. It does.
It does, but only on PC for some reason.
Well, at least it's something out of it. I was not expecting it to be present anyway.
That's the weird bit. The HD consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One, should be perfectly capable of handling those games with
also the Switch technically, but no. Okay, keep in mind it's a bit all over the place, Pedro, because remember the quality of life, some of the quality of life improvement that, for example, the Switch version of Zodiac Age had got patched into the other versions like 1+ year later anyway. So I don't know what logic they're operating specifically, or if they're really just slowly testing out before actually doing properly, instead of having a very much more strict deadline. So I don't know what's the case for that. But still, what I mean is still a good thing overall, because at least there's one version that can have that. Because again, that one fixes one of the major problems that you can have for grinding potentially, and having to face marathon bosses without giving you an insta win battle essentially.
Yep.
Mind you, the game itself can have that if you are enough of a cheapskate to corrupt your Jimbo, but that's another story. Anyway, we're done here.
The hell?
Why did it have a bell?
It had a normal human-like intellect. No, it is better to say had left remaining. What? What do you mean? No.
Isn't Rico kind of a mutant himself?
Hold on.
It is really rather sad.
Yeah, it turns out that our murder was more than a beast. But we'll about to have an actual summation right now.
Oh, if I can say that. I'm a moral of the story.
Thankfully, we don't have to track back entirely our own.
I'll see you later. I'll wait at your door.
Peace.
Again, isn't Rico kind of a mutant?
We'll get that in a couple of parts. Hey, your left arm. In that fight you got...
It's nothing.
Yeah, baka.
I wonder if he will forfeit the battling because of that injury.
I doubt it.
And now it's time for Cheetan to talk again with the asthmatic guy from a couple of parts ago. So you're up again, Jova.
Got it.
Has
he awoken?
Are we in the Jupiter and Beyond sequence? Yes, twice. No, 3 times to be exact. May I ask you this?
No.
Why would he be moved to a place like this? Was it the Elders?
They're hoping for a more immediate disposal. I don't blame them. They've deeply etched fear of him.
Then
Yes, probably.
it would be hasty to dispose of him now. I do not think it is too late to wait until we find out his purpose.
If that is your judgment, then so be it.
Your will is my will, Your Majesty. Well then, allow me to...
Wait a moment. I see.
Yes?
Their judgment has been handed down.
What is it then?
Guilty?
A purge.
Ooh.
Oh, we're gonna send everybody. We're gonna send everybody to Pulse.
Unfortunately, no. I remember a couple of parts ago, the vague Council of Ominousness decreed that Kislev has to be bombed. So fun times ahead, kids.
So
we have managed to clear up the sewers, but we're not just out of the zone yet.
Yeah, so join us next time when Michael Bay takes over the producing of this game and we get to the purge.
Oh, please no.
See ya.
See ya.